I have been absolutely loving Assassin's Creed Mirage and doing everything that that game has to offer. Is it perfect? No. But is it a step in the right direction? Definitely. Yes. It does have a lot of issues there. It's in many ways a step back, but also in a lot of ways a step forward. Where it needs to be. Where Assassin's Creed should have been a long time ago now. Let's get in to the review. Since the Ezio collection, I have dabbled in these games, but I have never felt compelled to go and collect everything and do literally everything there is to do in the game to full completion. And yes, while a lot of people out there are saying this could have easily been DLC to Valhalla, and while this is a smaller Assassin's Creed game, a more linear Assassin's Creed title, there's still a lot to do. There's a lot to do and explore around the map of Baghdad. So I do feel it would have been too big to be a simple add-on to Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And while it does tell the story of a young Basim growing up and how he became the assassin that he becomes, Basim, I think I was intrigued. I had moments where I was intrigued about his character and what was going on, how he's going to do this or that. You could tell he was haunted by demons, by sleep paralysis, and it was intriguing. But by the end of it though, I didn't feel a connection to that character like I have with previous protagonists in the Assassin's Creed games. With a short story and a much more linear adventure, which isn't a bad thing. It really isn't a bad thing. It's taking it all back, which I'm all for. But there is issues here comparing it to older Assassin's Creed games where it just doesn't do it right. And some of the things in the game feel more like a chore than in previous Assassin's Creed games. You felt freedom. You felt you could do this with ease. But in Mirage, these things that should be perfected better now than they were back then, it feels like it skips a beat. It misses a step. Yes, there is a lot of steps in the right direction, but also a lot of steps back as well. The combat mechanics, for one, isn't as good as previous entries. Doing the same moves and assassinations over and over again, with no variety at all to the assassinations or the combat. Mechanics are different here. It's a slower combat system, and it feels like you can't climb everything. You don't have the same freedom you have had when it comes to the parkour from previous Assassin's Creed games. It feels limited and slow, and a lot of it is a chore to pull off. It's almost like you are sometimes fighting against the parkour movements just to be able to climb stuff successfully rather than just seeing it and then going to climb it. You try and do one thing and you do something completely different. And let's be real here, nobody will ever come close to Ezio. It's not a huge open world RPG anymore. It's not too small and it's not too big. I think it is the perfect size for an Assassin's Creed game. It's just right, with still plenty to do, with still plenty to discover and explore. As you parkour around Baghdad with its different districts, it's a city that does seem very alive, and a lot is going on in this city. It's a busy, bustling and well lived in city where you can blend in with the crowd of people, pickpocket to the heart's content with a little mini game to time it right for a successful pick, merchants to buy items and upgrades from, and groups to pay to also distract nearby guards or to do your fighting for you, with an alert system that can be quite challenging when you do get alerted, when you do get wanted or seen by guards, especially if you are at maximum wanted level. Guards will chase you in numbers, and it can be quite challenging as well to get away from the guards. You can find wanted posters to take down to lower your wanted level as well, and also people around the city to pay to just completely clear your name. And if you want that OG Assassin's Creed feel, you can even toggle on that iconic blue filter from the Ezio Assassin's Creed adventure that really takes it back to that original game. And while this game isn't as ambitious as previous games, it plays it safe. In this game, they have taken it all back, and stealth is key. With stealth assassinations with your hidden blade as you leap from a rooftop to assassinate your enemy. Hide in a bush or some hay or some tall grass like you're catching Pokemon. Or something else to remain hidden from guards to then whistle to lure the guard to your presence for a hidden assassination. You can also tactically plan your move with the eagle. Strategically think how you are going to approach this situation, essentially making this your playground, using your eagle to pinpoint how many guards are in an area, or where your target is located, or where your mission is, or to simply find the hidden chest in that area or the keymaster to unlock a door. Sometimes you may not even need to find a key. Sometimes you may just need to find an explosive to blow out a wall or a window that you can break to gain access. Really strategically thinking about how you are going to approach the situation, or just going in with your sword in hand, taking down everyone you see in sight like a true assassin. You'll be dodging, parrying, doing light attacks and heavy attacks, as well as using a bunch of items at your disposal to aid you in combat, or even from in the shadows, using them as distractions, using them as perfect distractions to lure in guards, to distract guards for the ultimate satisfying assassination. There's also this Deadeye feature called Assassin's Focus that you will need to charge up by performing silent assassinations, and it can only be activated when you are anonymous, where you'll be able to glitch in between enemies for quick, rapid kills with your hidden blade. Not really realistic, but it's fun. From throwing knives, smoke bombs, noisemakers, blow darts and traps. All of these items can be upgraded, turning them into even more lethal weapons, with throwing knives being turned into poisonous throwing knives, explosive noisemakers, poisonous clouds of smoke and more, with some offering really deadly satisfying effects. This is a game all about stealth and being careful and planning your attacks, killing guards silently, unnoticed. But guards aren't really self-aware. They are lacking basic self-preservation skills. There's been a few moments there where I'll kill a guard with other guards nearby, and they just haven't seen me assassinate a guard around them. There's an investigations board with missions tied to each other that will eventually point towards the main person who needs to be hunted down and assassinated, as you do smaller missions to eventually discover where your target is hiding. You can't just go to the main guy and assassinate him. You have to lure him out by doing smaller tasks and objectives to find where your target is located, with contracts to pick up as well that will have you hunting down a target, investigating something to find clues, stealing something, or a rescue mission with bonus objectives as well that you can do for extra XP that will help you level up. You'll also be doing plenty of leaps of faith to synchronize different parts of the map to show more of the map, and as you explore you will be collecting chests, lost books, enigmas, artifacts, hidden sites to discover, mysterious shards to find to unlock legendary gear, and Tales of Baghdad to discover as well, finding all of these in each of the areas around the map, which for the completionist out there, you'll want to do everything. There's also a skill tree you level up with different perks from Phantom, Trickster and Predator, with a focus on assassinating, exploration and gadgets that will often have you doing the same things you are already doing, but better. There's an inventory with different weapons to swap out and equip, as well as outfits, clothing dyes and more, with letters and enigmas to find as well, that will basically have you solving a riddle or looking at a treasure map to determine where a hidden treasure is located. And I don't know, I do love this game. I do love that it's a return to its form. It's a return to its roots, but at the same time, it's so many steps back from previous games. What do you guys think? Anyways, guys, I'll see you next time.